Yo, what's up everybody? It's King Wolf. Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're gonna go over the best coaching adjustments that you can use in your games if you're playing competitively and want to give yourself the edge and the advantage. Before we get into today's video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on, become a member of the Wolf Pack. Link is in the description. Now, before we talk about this, man, you guys think Antonio Brown's going to the Seahawks, man? I was seeing that on Twitter that Seahawks look like they're out in front to get Antonio Brown once the suspension is lifted. I guess after week 8. If the Seahawks get this guy, homies, they're going to be better than they are now. And I think Russell Wilson is probably the best quarterback in the league, unless someone has another quarterback that deserves MVP right now, because right now I think he's the best. You know, there's only like 3 really good quarterbacks doing work this year. I don't know. You guys let me know. That's just my personal opinion. What do you think about that? Now, I've already done this video, okay, toward the beginning of Madden, showing people the coaching adjustments that you should be using. So if you're new to the channel, haven't seen it, this video right here is for you. Or I may have changed some of the adjustments that I made, bro. To be honest with you guys, I don't even remember what I said in that one. I just gave you guys at that time what I thought was the best. So things could have changed. I don't know. Let's just see. Okay, let's just see what I'm thinking now. Okay, so right here, auto flip defensive play call. If you're a newer Madden player, okay, you want to leave that on no matter what. If you're newer, if you're experienced or you're going to be running blitzes, then you turn it off. Okay, now all this does is it aligns your team to the best. Okay, so like let's say you run a cover 3. Now, me personally, even though I'm good at Madden, I've been playing for years, if I run cover 3 defense, I'm leaving it on. And let me show you why, okay? Let's look at cover 3. I want to hit cover 3. Okay, you see the 3 blues. If I turn it off and I run the play stock and then they have a trips formation to the right side of the field, but I have auto defense off and I just pick a stock play, cover 3 sky, look at where my middle blue is. He's on the left side, meaning definitely a vertical route is going to get me, right? The seam route is going to get me instantly. So I'll have to use that just because I didn't put auto flip on. However, if I turn auto flip on, right, keep using auto flip, then it'll actually do it for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and come back to coaching adjustments. So very good for cover 3 to use auto defensive flip. You could turn it off if you're more advanced, but just turn it on for cover 3. But if you're setting blitzes up, leave it off as well. So that is that right there. Okay, just a quick explanation. It's typically just cover 3 or blitzes. Okay, auto alignment. If I'm going to be running like the disengage blitzes, I'll turn this to base. That's one less adjustment. And in Madden 21, since it's so buggy, right, the defensive adjustments, one less adjustment is going to help you. So usually when you're setting up blitzes or you're going to run the disengage blitzes, right, you run base. So if I run zone defense, not man, we base. Okay, now when don't you want to run base? If you're going against a 5 wide set, you never run base. Okay, I wouldn't even recommend running base against a 5 wide set, even if you're blitzing. Figure out another way to set up your blitz against 5 wide. Here's why. Passing lanes. When you leave this on default, your defense will align and put themselves in passing lanes automatically because they're aligning themselves to the 5 wide set. However, if you turn it on to base, guess what? All these open lanes, all the lanes open up. So 5 wide sets, 4 wide receiver sets, spread formation, don't use base. I wouldn't do it. I would just stick to default. So that's that. And all this does is in baseline, all it does is it puts everybody to their default look. So if we come to cover 4, you see the way the white dots are and the X's. You see the white dots and the squares and the X's. That's their default spot. So if you turn it on base, they're always going to go to that default spot instead of lining themselves up to the offensive formations, right? So let's say you have a hook curl, that yellow, and you have it on base. He's going to always go to the same spot no matter what play the offense picks. However, if you turn it off, he's going to line himself according to the receiver, right? Or running back, or whoever he's trying to stay in front of. So that right there is very important. Auto alignment, and then there's the man. You don't really want to run man alignment in this game. Don't run man alignment. Just base and default. That's pretty much all you got to worry about. Ball in air defense. I used to swat ball, but I'm more of a defensive minded person. So I just leave it on balanced, okay? Because I usually click on and make my picks. I'll click on, or if I user alert someone with my user, I'm holding Y with the ball hog button. I rarely do this. I rarely even swap ball or play ball. I just do it all myself, because in my games, EA is either going to allow you to pick it or not, no matter what you put this on, right? It's up to EA. However, swap ball is something that people do use if it's like end of first half or something, or end of game and you don't want them to catch them. But typically I don't really use it, to be honest. I just leave it on balanced. Cornerback matchups, if you're running man, it's by speed. I did find out that if you're running a 3-3-5 defense and you have 2 safeties and you can't put no more safeties and it's a linebacker, then your linebacker will glitch out, bro. I don't know if you guys remember me playing using the Chiefs, and Hitchens kept up with Amari Cooper all the way down the field on a wheel route and then picked the ball off. You guys remember that gameplay? Hitchens ran like 50 yards, bro. Now, I didn't know at the time, but by speed glitches out when your opponent's shifting formations and motioning people. So the fast corner or the fast safety is not going to stick to a wide receiver. He'll pass that assignment off to the next closest, and it's usually Hitchens that I always get shafted with, bro, because the dude ran a wheel route from inside, right, and then ran it outside, and the Hitchens had to follow him, and Hitchens kept up, bro. Hitchens kept up with Amari Cooper all the way down the field, and I got the user alert. I clicked on and got the alert. So cornerback by speed, if you're running man, be careful with it. If you notice your linebacker is the one trying to pull weight and you can't put him in the personnel, then if I were you, I would just go by just go balanced, okay? I don't use height. I don't use route running, because the game of Madden is all about speed. It's not about height. It's not about nothing else. It's by speed, okay? And if you're not going to use by speed, use balanced. Option defense, you face a Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick, anyone running the ball, you put this on conservative at the beginning of the game and don't even change it, okay? Trust me. Focus on the QB on the option. Option plays, always going to attack the QB. When someone runs an option play, 80% of the time, they want to run with their quarterback. And if they can't run with their quarterback and option plays, they're not going to pick option plays no more. Okay, so conservative, mobile QBs, if it's Tom Brady or someone else that can't, then you just leave it on balanced. Conservative and balanced. Conservative and balanced. Don't ever use aggressive. Just leave it like that. Strip ball, I don't really use this because it'll work against you. People will start running for touchdowns and stuff on you. Just leave that on balance. And the same with tackling. Just leave it on balanced. Don't mess with these two. Some people swear by conservative, but if look at the con, increases chances of allowing yards after contact. And in Madden 21, where everything is a forward fall for more yards, that's gonna make it worse. So just don't touch it. Tackling, leave it on balance. Zone drops, flats right here. So this is tricky, okay? The flats. The one I use the most is going to be my curl flats. However, if you wanna use these flats adjustments, you gotta know what they're doing, okay? So a number at 0 means they're gonna play very low. Okay, so think of the blue bubble when you see the hard flat. Okay, so like you press L, the left trigger, the right stick up, you see your play art, right? You see that circle. At 0, he's gonna play the bottom of that circle. Okay, at 5, he's gonna play a little bit above the circle, and at 10, he's gonna play on top of the circle, and he's gonna stay there. 15, he's gonna go further back. Now he's touching the bottom of a curl flat. 20, now he's quarter of a curl flat. 25, he's pretty much at the center of a curl flat. So 25 in clouds is like a curl flat, just so you guys know, okay? So just remember, what I would set this to is if you're gonna be running a lot of zone defense, I won't even run this with man because I like the way my clouds play when I put clouds out there already. But if you're playing a lot of zone, then you probably wanna, if you're playing hard flats, you probably want to set this to 5. If you're playing cloud flats, you probably want to set it to 20. All right. So clouds, 20, hard flats, 5. If that makes any sense to you guys. It's just something that I know in my mind. Curl flats, I always start at 20 and I go higher. I never go lower. Okay. I never go lower because if I'm going lower, I'll just play cloud flats. So they start at 20, 25, and 30, depending. Trips formations. If I were you, I'd start at 20. Okay, the curl flat, you want it at 20 because those crossing routes that come from left to right, they're gonna get above your curl flat if you don't have it at least 20. 20, I want to say, is where it starts, and then if they still get behind your curl flats, you put it to 25. So curl flats automatically start at 20, automatically. Zone drop, hook zones, and stuff like this, You will pay underneath if you mess with these, so be very careful with the hook zones. Mobile QBs, you can put it at 0, the hooks will play low. Slants, people always ask me, how do you stop slants? Hook curls, set them to 0 and 5, okay? 0 and 5. Do that. Shade underneath, everything underneath will get dismantled by hook curls. You start going up, then you start playing with fire. Curls are gonna get you, swing routes, all those type of things. When I noticed the opponent I think it was my last gameplay, when I noticed what he was doing, I started using swing routes, and he had to take his hook curls off those zone drops, because I know how to make you pay. If I see your hook curls are backing up far, I know what you're doing. If I see what your clouds are backing up far, I know what you're doing, I'm just gonna start hitting you underneath. So be careful with them. You know what I mean? Smoke screens will kill you. Swing routes will get you. Running back out routes and in routes will get you if you're not careful with these right here. Okay, use them sparingly. Now, when I run man defense, I leave everything on default except for curl flats. So right here, curl flats, automatically 20 yards. So if I do run a curl flat, I do want him to sit back there. I want him to be where a crossing route would go. So 20 is where I set it at. And I want to say pretty much for defensive, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Now, real quick, because I really don't think, let's just start a new play. For offense, I really don't think I need to make a video for that. So let me just talk about it real quick. Coaching adjustments. The only thing I'm going to change here is ball carrier. If it's late game, I have the lead and I don't care about juking, or you just don't care about juking in general, you could start the game off on conservative. Less fumble chances, right? You can't do jukes. You can't do no special moves. You can just run the ball. When you're at the goal line and you need that yard or you need that 1 yard, you go to aggressive. Okay, and then at that, you still want to hold R1 with your finger. You still want to hold it, even if you're rocking aggressive, because you do have an increased fumble chance. But if you hold R1, you decrease it back, but you can still truck somebody and get that forward momentum going. You know what I mean? So Derrick Henry with aggressive at the goal line, he's gonna score a touchdown because you're not stopping Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? So just that's all I'm gonna use. I'm not gonna touch blocking, intermediate, or deep pass. I'm not touching on that. I usually do that. That's user stuff. You don't want the AI taking over right here, because if you're on deep pass, if you know you can rack, right, your guy's gonna always trigger an aggressive catch instead of rack catching, and that's going to hurt you, bro. That might even turn into an interception just because you did that. So if you beat someone over the top and you're speeding down the field, guess what your receiver's gonna do? He's gonna try aggressive catch it, which means he's gonna jump in the air, try to two-hand grab it, and then that corner really is gonna catch up to you. He's gonna hit your legs, the ball's gonna pop up in the air, and then someone from the other side of the field is gonna run and catch it. It's always gonna happen that way. So that's it, man. Make sure you guys drop a like on this video. Love you guys, man. Peace.